approximately 2 days from Christmas, and now that I got my microphone working again, I thought it was very appropriate that I release another Questions for Theists. Now, I know a lot of Christians don't celebrate Christmas. My dad is one of them. But this Questions for Theists episode is specifically directed at the Christians who do celebrate Christmas. And my main question that I'm going to explain further is, do you know what Christmas is really about? Nowadays, everyone says it's Jesus' birthday. Jesus was born on December 25th, so we celebrate his birthday with presents and gift-giving and peace on earth and all that. But that has nothing to do with the way Christmas actually started. Now, if we go all the way back to the beginning, Christmas can trace its origins back to the pagans. Now, what I hate about the word pagan is that nobody knows what it means anymore. Everybody says, oh, pagans are evil, pagans are this, pagans are devil worshippers, blah 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 blah. But pagan actually is a huge umbrella term, and all it means is polytheist. All it means. And there are hundreds, and I'm willing to say thousands, of polytheistic religions. If we go back to ancient times, there's many more, and within each religion there's hundreds and thousands of denominations. So you can't generalize by saying pagans are this, pagans are that. But if we go back to the pagans in England, specifically Romans, used to celebrate on December 25th, Saturnalia. Now what this is they would worship Saturn, because it was the winter solstice, and the seasons were changing, you could plant different crops, and Saturn was the god of agriculture. So they would worship him during Saturnalia on December 25th. Also, other Anglo-Saxons used to celebrate the winter solstice. Now, these didn't worship any particular gods, but they did worship the new seasons, all the changing crops, all of that, the same way that the Romans did, just without a name like Saturn. Now, this is how Christmas started. But the way it became Christian affiliated was the Christians came over to England, saw these pagans there, and as usual, wanted to convert them. They knew a little bit about human psychology, and they knew that it would be easier for the Anglo-Saxons and the other pagans to accept Christianity if they had something familiar. So they took winter solstice and Saturnalia, both celebrated on the same date, and said, well, guess what? Our God Jesus was born on the 25th, so why don't you celebrate his birth with us? And they did, and they converted a lot of Anglo-Saxon polytheists to Christianity that way. Now, the Puritans are a group of people who most people, I would say, I can only speak for Americans and what Americans are taught, but I'm going to say most people around the world consider the Puritans to be I guess a symbol of religious purity, hence their name. That everything was strictly by the book, strictly religious. Dancing was outlawed because dancing was considered devil worship. Everything was as strict as you can get it. The Puritans banned Christmas. It was completely outlawed because they considered it a pagan practice, which it really is. So now that you know the history, and if you don't believe me, I've got 2 links in the description there. I mean, it's not much, but there are 2 reputable links, or if you don't trust Wikipedia, then there's at least 1 reputable link, the History Channel. But now that you know this stuff, are you still going to celebrate Christmas this year? And if you are, can you still consider yourself a true Christian for celebrating a pagan festival? So that's my question for Theists this time around, and love to see your answers.